Chemical reactions, we know, are represented by a chemical equation. Mass is not lost, nor is it gained in a chemical reaction. This is called the law of mass action. In other words, everything on the left of the arrow is everything on the right of the arrow. So if I had, let's say, H2 plus O2, I would be making H2O. I would need to balance that equation, and all the atoms on the left would be equivalent to all the atoms on the right. We use balancing numbers in order to balance the equations, and we all know how to balance equations at this point. So when elements combine with each other to form compounds, they always combine in an exact ratio and masses with one another. So if we look at a table such as the following, I'm going to quickly pull up a periodic table. So if I take a look at something like sodium chloride, sodium is 23 as what's called its mass number, and we've talked about mass numbers already, and chlorine is 35,5, 36 for a round off. So if I were to have exactly one sodium, it's called a mole, but we're not going to talk about that too much right now, but if we put one sodium with one chlorine, as one does when one has sodium, valency 1, chlorine, valency 1, and they hold hands, you get NaCl. Sodium's mass is 23, chlorine's mass is 36, and therefore if you add them together, you land up with 59. But what if you had 46 grams of sodium? That would mean you would have to have double the amount of 36, which is 71 grams of chlorine, to be in exactly the right ratio to get 117 grams of sodium. And if we had to take that up even further, and we were to say 4 times that amount, and we have 184 grams, 284 grams, so it's in a perfect ratio once again, you would land up with those two added together in order to get the total of sodium chloride. What's important here is that they always combine in a perfect mass ratio relative to their relative atomic masses. So the law states a certain chemical compound always contains the same elements, chemically combined in the same proportions by mass. So for sodium chloride, it's a mass of 1:1. Calcium chloride, 1:2. You have to use the data sheet to work out what exactly it is. Potassium permanganate, 1 potassium, 1 manganese, 4 oxygens. Potassium dichromate, 2 potassiums, 2 chromiums, 1 oxygen. And those ratios will not change. So sodium chloride is always going to be 1:1, and that's going to be 23 from the periodic table is to 35,5, irrespective of whether it comes from anywhere in the world.